See, this is the whole area now. They've stretched it here all the way to McPherson and Hutchinson as potential St. John, Lyons, Pratt, Kingman, Cheney, all areas that could have this fire potential or have current fires going on. And uh, the lighter shaded area, or the less transparent, right down here, Pratt, Ashland, Beaver, Oklahoma, you're seeing that be the most likely spots. So that's when we see that. The roads are already closed up here from Ashland down to what town is that? Come on, Sitka. That's pretty much the whole 183 all the way up to Buckland is completely closed. The 160 back west, 283 south into Englewood. So this is confirmed. Clearly, the fire is causing the closures here. They've already hit Ashland earlier today, so they've moved this on and saying that this shit is spreading that fast. Come on, guys. There's a lot of shit in between. You need to think. So when we zoom out real quick, we can use. Again, I want to show them the measure tool. I like that. You can see how it spread. How it was about like this, and now it's stretched all the way out here 200 miles, you know, let's go ahead and say 226 miles. Look here in Oklahoma, you can say if that was some fire, we're already expecting it to go northeast of all these areas that's currently on fire with roads all the way to the east of Woodward and Moreland, Quinlan, Winoka. You got that 281 in Oklahoma that is closed, and that's right in the path of where all this is just spot fires. So let's go back all the way where this shit started in Lavender, even further back into New Mexico if you want to. And it's the same area and the same line, folks. You can clearly see here that this is. Hold on. Let's see if we can't drag this somewhere out here to some of these other spots. Get more of a to the Cibola National Forest and the 25 there, Los Lonas Melon, and to the south. What town is that? I guess that's the Civilita National Wildlife Refuge, the Zia Fire. So Zan Acadia to the south of it, and Pol Verdera, Liminar Mountaineer. So we got that right there, and we just put it to kind of the west of it here, because that's just kind of a center point. Usually those things are, and just assuming, and we go all the way up here. 500 miles, folks. And then you got a spot here, and look, this is a straight line. And then you could assume, they went over here and did another line. You got all these down here that kind of go with it here in West Texas, Panhandle, Texas. And then you got these are all in spot fires again, folks. We can reset that tool and we'll go just southwest of the fire here. The Lavender Fire, Boys Ranch, south of Boys Ranch in Tecumseh, Texas, near Andy, Texas. So, oh shit. Sorry, folks. Try this again. All the way up, we're going to go to past Alva. Because, right now, with it being the way that it's looked, the guy was in selling, didn't see nothing. We looked at the live in the house with my grandmother, kind of kept an eye on things. But judging by these road closures all the way up to Winoka area, and that we already had stuff here in Woodward all over, and this already just an area that could be, what I'm saying. And some of this, like a lot of this out here, is kind of stretched, but it hasn't updated. This all should be in the white, but this one up here is updated a little bit 28 minutes ago. Their images aren't like this part stretched a little further northeast. I think they'll update these soon, but I just wanted to go over this, record a quick video for the YouTube. We have that. That's Exhibit A. Exhibit B is the basketball to golf ball size circular spots of flame in these straight lines that go in these directions. So yeah, spot fires here at the Boys Ranch, Texas. Boom, there's some fires in between, and there's a lot of in between spots that weren't. Some of it spreading, of course, because of the trees and the brush and the cedars. But places that didn't have that, Come on, folks. Where they started stuff and had to get it for a cool minute. We've seen evidence here. The same usual metal flames near the metal fences, the poles, the electric poles burning, the brush all around that grow up, the wheatgrass and things that grow up on the sides of these electric poles and all down the ditch untouched, the spot fires and little embers all over. And I get, you do have debris that gets thrown around, but not a lot of flying flame thrown around, just a lot of smoke. And the wind, I mean, we had the wind, it was moving the clouds, it was making tornado or fire nados, 70 mile an hour, whatever. Yeah, we get that. But I still think this is just, you know, wildfires, I don't know about 200 miles, 300 miles, and it'd be a part of the same thing. They're saying it's spot fires, folks. This isn't debris that just spreads, and then, you know what I'm saying? And fires don't spread that fast from Boys Ranch, Texas, all the way to Woodward, and from Beaver, Oklahoma, all the way to Pratt, Kansas. Um, the Stevens fire updated 28 minutes ago, right? That's still a lot of area here. We can roads already closed all the way up to Buckland, so Bolinville, Greenbrook. We might as well just go all the way past Pratt and go up to Lindensburg, and then we can let's start this bitch over. We'll start there and move it all the way back to New Mexico. I'm seeing stuff way back in the same line. Wow, folks. See if we can keep this same line all the way down to the Arizona New Mexico line, the Apache National Forest. See if there's any. Because you get desert, you don't really have a lot to burn. Colorado River Reservation. Now we're at 594 miles, folks. And it's just, So, yeah, I don't know. We might leave this on and we might just make little recordings and post it. Maybe it'll. This one was 8% contained. So, even like, it's not like a straight line. Some of it is. But you get towards Lubbock and Levelland, you got stuff down there too, and they just 88 around a planned fire that they said of 80 acres or so. Let's see, some of it not planned. So yeah, that's just very weird. And then you got a lot of planned fires at this time to try to get ahead of this. So here's the areas that I believe that are impacted. This thing isn't updated. I don't have a lot of shit on this. We're moving. I don't have a lot of stuff. I can draw my own shit. We get all that put on these computers. Be great. But you see this? I'm gonna go ahead and just assume, just looking by this and how things just pop up randomly. Like you have this outside of these, however many day old thing, or probably a day old deal that just looks like it's slightly updated up here in Kansas, but I'm not sure. This little, it's not really a polygon, but this it covers, to the north and east of all this. Since already north, already to 35 at the Kansas border, they got road closes, folks. 35 at the Kansas border. And the last confirmed thing people were selling. The last guy I watched about 20 minutes maybe, if that, was in selling. We already had flames and weird shit up in Ashland, so we know it's past that. This is definitely a weather weapon type situation, and I don't see how it's not. You just don't get spot fires and the wind carry flame that far because debris, little cherries in the sky burn up in the sky. They either touch the ground and spread or they burn up, folks. So you're not getting 100 mile. I don't even think you're getting 50 miles. I mean, it takes a lot, and we just didn't see all that. But it's some wind situations you see parts of a roof, parts of house, part debris, of crap in the yard and trees, just stuff that getting blown around like you've seen in a yard. It blows out the leaves, and the leaves all land on parts of the yard, and then you get five little pop-up flames. You get all these little circles around the yard. Of course, but we're seeing those in straight lines in areas that there's no debris falling onto those spots in the sky to show, look, see, look, there's the leaves hit the ground and spark things up. So everybody's, if there's debris everywhere, they don't even say that there is no debris. So that's not consistent with what I've always recognized, being with family that was volunteer firefighters and watching them learn and all that, and being there and hearing how that works, and families that's done this. It's not consistent with normal spread. Studying this for decades now, with the stuff around when Obama was in California, Oregon, all that stuff, you know, having the same thing and the same anomalies. And the first taste of like, this is obvious, blatant laser weapons. So yeah, we're definitely gonna look at that. We did warn. I said Oklahoma is about ripe for all this type of stuff. And look, even over here we got fires. Is this a new one? Indian Creek, 14 hours ago. Elohim City? I've never heard of that. Can we take this bullshit off? Excuse the language. So rock fence. Where's Greasy? Oh, this is way over here. That's Nycut. I've been up there. Belfont School. There's Short. Uniontown. Why is that even though there was a baseball team or anything in Uniontown? Hey, look, it says baseball field. There ain't shit there, is it? It's old looking. It's all grown up looking. All the trees blocking the wayside. Like, what is this? There's nothing else there. Random baseball field in the middle of the woods. Oh, there we go. It's just like one of them spread out. Used to be a town. Guessing they used to have an eighth grade school. Probably not a high school. I'm curious. We're off topic. Nothing. No, that's crazy. Now, like, see, look, it gives it all that. That's the Uniontown allotted area. So let's scan that. Huh? See, a lot of like places had baseball fields like this. Greasy Schools has two schools that shut down, I think. Or one of their schools shut down. They got one left, and there was baseball fields there, and they went over it and did stuff. That's weird. Now I gotta know, but it doesn't. Nothing matters. But yeah, there's a fire there. Elohim City. That's got to be a census population. Whoa, why is it red like that? It's like a native thing. What kind of church is that? Oh, they still have, even though they're probably more rolling, they have Muldrow address. Well, that's 14 hours ago. Oh, sorry, 100% contained, but still, the fact that it's still there. Oh yeah, they're redoing the dam there. That's crazy. Well, these are gone. They're no longer a thing. The ones in the north, it's quite County. Well, anyway, that's our side of the state. A lot of planned fires. But we're not getting no containments like the other ones. Yeah, this crap's driving me nuts. Anyway, that was 30 minutes ago, so that must be all in flames and in smoke right now. Again, the road, if you're going into Kansas or even any area here, Freedom, Oklahoma, Buffalo, Selma, Rawson, you've seen them all over, Moreland, Fort Supply, even back here. The road, see, like a lot of this, very concerning here. Of course, that right there could just be them working on the road near Winoka. But it is suspicious because it's right in line where all this stuff's been going here just northeast of Woodward. So still a lot of closures, but again, sorry, Kansas, if you're riding the 183 or the 283, right? Or even just to the east of that, you got the 34 near Lookout. That's probably going to be closed, if not up into Buttermilk, Kansas. Huh, what is this? Representative Kyle Hoffman, city government. So one at so the what was that? The 34? What did I say it was? Well, it turns into one in Kansas, 34 Oklahoma. But yeah, the 183, they're all closed all the way up past Ash. Oh man, what is it? Sitka, past the four way from the 160 to Ashland up through Lexington. It's closed. I didn't see that earlier. It's got to be that's right, the fire country, Buckland. So we're gonna look for Kansas stream. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick break and get a stream one here. This is nuts. So that's weird. We got that on the clip. I don't know if this Kyle Hoffman has anything to do with it being in the area. I don't want him, but all the way up to Buckland, Kansas. Again, let's see how many. Let's do another. That meets at the 54 estimate here. 38 miles, almost 40 miles of roadblock that goes north to south right there on the 183. The 283, yeah, it looks like road. Let's get the traffic to confirm here. Looks like the road is still good once you go up the 283 and follow it north to St. Jacobs Well and to the north. Come on. There's communities here that's not showing up. Anyway, to the north. But if you go east on 160 right there, you're blocked all the way into Ashland. Allegedly good through Ashland and through the east side. And then the road's just completely closed and slowed down. So we're going to look at Kansas traffic too. Why don't we pull that up? I might have to use the restroom because I think it's exciting. All of a sudden I have to go, you know what I'm saying? So here we are, the Oklahoma's News Channel for Truth. We got all the coverage right here, uncensored. Right here, news, Al Jazeera News right there across the bottom of the screen. You can listen to it live on the radio right now. Al Jazeera News for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes at 11. So let's get it. We'll be right back here on 55 TV. We're going to have, we can get another scene going here. I didn't have all the scenes set up. We'll have it over there with traffic. Right after this, we'll look in these towns to see what Kansas Dot has, K Dot, whatever they call it up there. Um, any other traffic cameras, news cameras, just going to fair use. Any takers as it moves over into Kansas. Even though that's a little bit out of the area, we want to cover it because tomorrow, if it ramps up or they hit the laser again, we do expect to the east and the northeast of what we've seen in Oklahoma. So again, we're looking at fire coverage, looking for any updates. We're going to gather power outages too and things like that because last we checked, it was like one county alone, Ellis County, or whatever that is, right there, where the it was like 1.5 to 2K a few hours back from Channel 9. So we're gonna see what's coming on here. Oklahoma's Channel for Truth. We can talk about a lot of these things. Just, you know what I mean? I don't know if we could get. I don't know how we're gonna do a continuous stream. I keep getting muted for violation. But we're gonna try it and see. We can dance around with separate content and not everything that's on here. I don't know. I can upload some of this, but anyway, check it out. We'll be back. I think it's a laser weapon. I posted it on some of the live streams on YouTube, and they were condensed, like Channel 9 and the Chasers. So just look at some of the stuff that you're not paying it, the little things you don't pay attention to as much on this footage, like the electric poles, the line of little spot fires, the fact that there is spot fires, random spot fires every time these events happen, and they're not spreading. It's not, oh, another spot just randomly flames up, but we didn't see nothing get picked up by the wind and land over there at any of this. Now, a lot of it you won't see because it happens while you're around the corner or facing other, but at this point, it should be enough to see it and be on camera. So, Oklahoma Channel for Truth, 55 TV. We'll be right back. We got multiple logos here. I don't know if you like that one or the other one. We'll see.